trying to give you an insight of what IBM studied on 2013 review. So this is for you, globally, what CISOs think about. Since 2012, we started the CISO study across. And we have started with reputational risk in IT. We started with the CISO study in 2012. This is a study which is carried out by Center of Applied Insights, which focuses on what are the new trends in industry, technology, what is business thinking of, how technology can support business across the board. So this is some highlights of what are the expectations of a smart system. The expectation is bring in real security management that delivers true business value. It's hard for being a CISO, but they want to demonstrate the overall business value of security in the company. CISOs are not only reducing risk, they are gaining influence over the entire organization and building their value. And CISOs will have to evolve and cooperate information risk managers if they are to survive in future. Very critical. Out of my personal experience, the best insights or interaction I had with at CX when I was CISOs is the ones who know their business very well. And it helps because they understand what is the criticality of the business operations, what goes in, what is critical for them, and they can articulate the expectations very clearly. So today, a CEO might ask, is my security team doing enough to protect the value of the enterprise? Do I have the right team and capability? Is just security a cost center, or can it help me achieve my business objectives? So even a CIO and CISO might ask that, how do I compare my security organization to the others in the industry? Do I have some insight of what my comparison peers are doing in manufacturing industry? What kind of SCADA attacks are being initiated? Because if I can give you a background, this is what I learned over a period of time. The cost of a steel plant getting shut for 1 hour, the cost of recovery is more than 28 days of operation. So you have to clean the whole steel manufacturing unit, and if you are not linked, your IT is not able to support in those areas, you need to understand how your business process is linked. So how do I convince my business leadership that a technology purchase is needed and worthwhile? Because an ROI in security is something which is not visible so easily. So we are looking on 3 categories of evaluation: on business practices, on technology, and on metrics, measurements. So the key findings, what you coming through on this is more mature security leaders focus on strategy, policies, education, risk, and business relations, which is very critical for you to understand that the focus is not across just technology, but the overall broad spectrum of how the business is conducted. Leaders build trust by communicating in a transparent, frequent, and credible way. So if you are not talking to your CEO, the CIO, you will be successful in achieving the business objectives, what is critical for your organization. More work needs to be done to improve information sharing outside the organization. And highlighted that within the telecom, these are the challenges. How as an industry we collaborate information because it affects all. So do we have a platform? And I think government of India is coming out with a cyber policy. Maybe over a period of time, they'll set up standards at what kind of information needs to be shared across. There has been initiative across RBI and the other regulatory bodies to have a common arm of information shared on what kind of security incidents or fraud incidents occur, but they are not in no form. On technology platform, across the globe, still foundational security technology is still seen critically important. Mobile security technology is significant. Okay, we are people are focusing, a lot of investment is going on. I will highlight what is the outcome of that one. The challenge is what they look into in terms of how do I improve my mobile security policy and management, and not just deploy the latest technology. So focusing is more on how do I achieve my business needs rather than focusing on technology. On the measurements, technical and business metrics are still focused on operational issues. Metrics are used more for budget and strategy and less for risk. And progress needs to be made in translating security metrics in business language. So as per ISO, you just go to control certain top firewall trends, top IPS trends, and things like that. How do I make something which is more understandable at the CXO level as to what kind of protection am I providing? So how do I translate security metrics in the language of the business is one of the key challenges highlighted by the CISO. So we change the slide, please. All of our interviews which we have conducted, one of the best things all of the business leaders are having is security is difficult, and security people are unique because all of us have different insight in terms of what is required for security. So but people are getting out of the techno graduate, so they don't typically talk in terms of language of technology, but more on this is my business, this is the risk what I carry, and this is what we need to do. Next slide, please. And some of the interesting comments arising out of the industry leader across the 4 years. So they are focusing on strong strategic policy, looking at what's important for making security decisions. The top CISOs of business leaders are focusing more on comprehensive risk management. So risk management is important, but not only to 90 risk, it should link to the overall business strategy risk. Effective business relations, one of the key criteria to concentrate on. If you are not able to communicate, or if you don't understand, your C-suite, what they're looking to, how do we communicate? What kind of if you are not communicating, you will never come to know what's critical for them, and whether you are putting in right controls or taking right steps to effectively address it. And then you need to have concentrated communication efforts across internally and externally. Next slide, please. Now, this is not what CEO, CIO, CFO, CEO thinks. This is what CISO perceives that his CEO's greatest concern would be. For a CISO thinks that a CEO's greatest concern is the brand reputation. For CFO, it's financial loss. For CEO, it's operational downtime. Everybody would agree to this extent. But for CIOs, it is more in terms of others, like how the technology is implemented, how is it integrated, will it work perfectly well, does it suit our environment and all. So when you look into the average in terms of how well you understand across. So the key highlight is brand reputation is critical, operational downtime is critical, and then you think about addressing the compliance regulations and financial laws. Next slide, please. Next slide, I'll just take the lack of time. So when you look on the technology side, CISO still focus on the basic controls, that if you look at network intrusion prevention, network vulnerability scanning, mobile security is one of the biggest concerns. We'll talk about it later. Database security, but and the highest one is the enterprise identity and access management. But things like advanced controls are still not in the list, like advanced malware detection, security intelligence analysis has not risen above the basic controls. So globally, we are all thinking more on foundational controls. So when you look at, despite the concerns, people are still investing in cloud. And majorly, privacy and security is still the number one concern for all the CISOs. But the most popular cloud services are, data monitoring and audit. One of the critical areas but you would like to have a shared intelligence on that platform to give you that kind of insight. More on federated identity and access management. So, multiple entities could talk using a single, authentication parameter. And virtual environment protection and patch management. So, planning in the future focus is more on application protection, application threat management. This is where the focus is going to be. This is what is critical for them, because there are multiple applications being used out of the package. So, what kind of threat a particular application carries will be critical. Next slide. Now, addressing mobile security, one of the biggest concerns, 76% see the theft or loss of device of sensitive data as a major concern. Now, mobile capabilities are still evolving, so the management capability of focus is there for most of the management. They are looking at inventory of their devices, what devices are connecting. But you need to look at the enterprise strategy, which is very critical. Only 29% of them have an enterprise strategy, which talks about it. Either you're not planning it very well, or you are still testing the waters. But the ones in the green which we want to highlight, mobile security, top of the mind. The major concern is in terms of the enterprise strategy for investing in BYOD. When I talk to customers, what is your next 3 years or 5 years roadmap? They are not clear. They are just saying that I have executives coming in, they are demanding that I want email access, I want more information being available through my devices, my iPads. But what are you going to do with it? They are not clear. So the strategy part is still not clear. And this can be, more complicated, and you can talk to, give it a formal structure when you're talking to the CXO level, the CEO and the CIO, because you need to think like a user. And that's it. Next slide, please. Next. Now, we have seen that technical and operational, the technical and business metrics are still focused on operational areas. 90% of all of the CISOs who have responded to them track incidents, lost and stolen data records, devices, they look at audit and compliance status. Most of them use it for budgeting, planning, but one of the critical problems is, does the information feed into the business and security metrics of the overall business risk assessment? How do you use the intelligence what you've gathered out of the metrics to focus on the overall risk assessment of the business? So this is what the leaders are doing. They 2/3 of them don't translate metrics into financial outputs because no requirement, lack of resource, or from the complexity to calculate. But you require to measure the financial impact and some way communicate it at the C-board level. This is what you're protecting. This is the output what you're getting. And you need to integrate IT in business risk across. Next slide. These are the 9 steps what we would suggest outcome of the strategy what you're coming. You need to formalize your role as a CISO. You need to be recognized as the single top management security leader. Whatever role you are in, but for security you need to be identified. You need to establish a security strategy and keep you updated, understand the business very well. Develop effective business relations. If you are not communicating across the board, even with the CMO or the CFO or the CIO, you will not establish that kind of leader. You are not able to communicate the concerns effectively. And lastly, build trust. You need to invest in the advanced technologies when the business needs. You would look into in terms of, do I require advanced malware analysis or do I require sharing of business intelligence across solution of work which will help you to play up the time. So this is what you need to look into it. And lastly, focus on the overall impact, address concerns around reputational risk and translate and integrate. Look at the platform where you measure your risk but you translate in a business understandable language. This is what will be suggested. So that's it from my end. Next. You can get in more discussion. Thank you.